What's up, y'all? I am Bobby. Hey, if y'all checking out this video right here and you haven't seen part 1 of our discussion, go back and check out that one. It's titled, Do You Like Raw Sex Part 1. This video right here picks up just about where that video leaves off. Now, I had a couple of people hit me up and ask some questions regarding some of the things that we talked about in the first half of the discussion, mostly regarding PrEP. So, I want y'all to do me a favor, if y'all can. Like, subscribe, tag, comment, share, all of that good stuff. Tag your friends. Help us get this information out there to as many people as possible. For whatever reason, there are a lot of people out there who have never even heard of PrEP. They have never heard of PEP. There's some of them that have heard about them, but never actually sat down to take the time to find out more information regarding them. So what I wanted to do was sit down with a group of guys and have a discussion, get the information out there to people, so that way y'all can get the information, but at the same time y'all get to see our point of view and how we feel about it, why we want to take it, why we don't want to take it, and hopefully, you know, it'll help other people out there make that decision to, I would say, hopefully get on PrEP and PEP and all that. But you know, if it's for you, if it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. But my goal is to put the information out there and get it out there to as many people as possible. So if you can, just take the time and just do that. If you enjoy the video, share the video, tag some people, do all that right there for me. Ian works in the healthcare field, or Michael used to work in the healthcare field. So what I would do is I'm gonna put their contact information in the description of the video, so that way if y'all have any questions regarding PrEP and PEP, you know, you're trying to find a treatment facility, just want to get tested, whatever the case may be, feel free to hit them up and they'll make it happen. I'll also put my information and Liam's information in the description. That way if y'all have any questions, you know, if we can answer them, we're definitely going to answer them. If not, then we'll find a way to answer them. You know, there's no question that cannot be answered. Somebody gonna have the answer, and that's what we're gonna do. My goal is to get this information out there and make it an open forum between people that, you know, normally don't want to sit down and have the type of discussions and type of conversations that we're having, and putting it out there to people. Let them know some people like raw sex. If you like it, you like it, but just know that there are ways that you can be safer doing it. So if you're enjoying the video, like I say, please share. If you want to hit us up, personal conversations, just to chat, whatever the case may be, hit us up. Also, check out my web series, The Life We Live. Just go to my page, wherever it is on this. It's gonna be somewhere, I don't know where, but just make sure, just check it out for me. The Life We Live. You can put in TLWL 2014. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. Gonna have some new episodes coming real soon, so look out for those also. But like I say, hopefully y'all enjoy the discussion, and if you have any questions, hit me up. Like, share, subscribe, comment, tag, do all that good stuff. Enjoy the video.
You come to any place, any organization, and you say, I want to put out information that say, breed, bitch.
Right.
Breed. Them organizations are gonna put you out, and if whoever brought you in there, they're gonna fire you.
Exactly.
How dare you say breed? But that's what the hell we doing. We not willing to have these right here conversations. We're not willing to do it. We're not willing to look like the bad guys. Because Guess what? If we had a discussion, an honest discussion with honest people,
give the kid, look, I want you all to have as much information as possible, okay?
Because that is the problem. But I don't know where we just left off. But anyway, technical errors, my bad. But like I think PrEP is a good thing. It's just we need to educate people overall and do better ways of educating. Like one of the things when you did the AIDS awareness thing, some of the people were talking about like how can we be better at getting information out there and stuff like that. And it's like there's different avenues that can be done. Like there's some people who may feel they may not be comfortable talking on camera, but what else can they do to add to it and help get the word out there? And it's like sometimes we aren't necessarily putting all that we can into it. Now I ain't saying nothing against anybody or putting nobody out there on the streets like that, but some videos wasn't shared. So that person video wasn't shared, so it's like the people that may have been on his page that may have seen his video could have got information from that. So it's like, are we really putting all that we can into getting the information out there.
So this is the thing. This is the thing. Even with that, you're talking about.
It was like I want to put nobody out there with shit.
I'm sitting right here.
I guess I shouldn't say anything.
No, but I just wonder how much of this is our shit. Does that make sense? Our shit, because the thing is, okay, like for instance, several months ago, I was on one of the social media applications, and it was this very attractive man, and going back to me, I'm being very personal, but going back to, I was at the place of, I needed someone to affirm me and affirm my looks and my smarts and what I brought to the table, because I was at a very low place at that moment. And so this young man hit me up. He was very, very attractive, and we were having a conversation, and it was very intellectual. Then it just moved strictly to sexual. And so in that sexual conversation, I was really happy, because to me, I'm like, oh, he likes me. I kept on going back to my profile, looking at my pictures, because he really going in for me, right? And so, right. And I'm like, yes, he is living. So I don't give my number out on those apps. That's why I have a kick. But I gave my number to the young man, and he would text it, because what happened was he was sending me a lot of pictures. I have an underwear fetish, and he was sending me a lot of underwear pictures. And he sent me a picture of him getting ready to be penetrated by someone, and he said, oh, I wasn't supposed to send that. But to me, I had lived. right.
By this point, I'm good.
Yeah, by this point, I don't care. We didn't move from intellect to start talking about sex. So I had really lived, and so I gave the young man my number, because I'm like, you got videos? You got any videos?
This is what we talking about.
What is your point?
Is this
your point?
No.
Is this the video?
It's a new day.
No, not that video.
Oh, okay. I'm looking to know what the video is.
No. So, because I'm like, if he got this picture, he got to have a video. Anyway, so, he sends me some videos or whatever. It was terrible quality. Anyway. So I'm looking at the video.
Call me if you need video. I got you. Does it all.
So we looking through the video. He sends me the videos, and we just going back and forth talking about we need to meet and all this kind of stuff. So I get into my like counselor mind aside from my sexual mind, and I said, oh, so you like it raw, or no, I don't say raw. You like it natural, or you like it with condoms? And he was like, I prefer natural, but I don't mind condoms. And I was like, okay, cool. So do you prefer to be breeded, or you like to be nutted on? He was like, I prefer to be nutted on, and then they put it back in. I said, oh, that's intense. Do you know your status?
Really thought about that.
Right. I said, so do you know your status? He said, yes, I'm positive. What about you? I said, oh, okay. I'm negative, but I'm getting ready to get on PrEP or whatever. He was like, oh, okay, cool. He obviously didn't know what PrEP was. Anyway, I said, so, like, are you, like, medically adherent? Like, what's going on with that? And he was like, yeah, I'm medically adherent, and I'm undetectable. And I said, wow. All it took was for me to actually give a damn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To actually say, this is purely, obviously, a sexual conversation. This is purely a sexual conversation. And the reality is, I think we come from the premise, when I asked earlier, is it our shit? Because I think we come from the premise that someone owes us to protect us.
Right.
And the reality is, this is what I like, right? This is what he likes. Now, I need to figure out what's in the middle.
Right, it works or it doesn't.
Right.
And what does that look like?
Exactly, and what that looks like, because the reality is, all it took, and this is not an isolated situation, right? Because this happens on a very regular basis.
Absolutely.
All it took was for me to ask, do you know your status? That's all it took. And the reality is, if I was into raw sex, but I wasn't educated enough to know what that looked like sexually with the HIV positive undetectable person, I could have backed away at that moment. We hadn't even seen each other.
Right.
But all it took was that conversation. So how much of this is our shit?
Right.
I get that.
I feel like when we look at some of the people that are positive, because in a lot of people's mind it's so negative that they feel that a person won't be attracted to them, won't want to do anything with them because of their status. For me, like, I had a situation, I had sex with this dude, and was somewhat cool with them. And it wasn't until months later that they decided to tell me that they were positive. We had unprotected sex and everything. And so in my mind, that's when I kind of said to myself, okay, I put too much trust in other people thinking that because I trust them, then they're going to protect me. But it's not, I can't be mad at them. Although, what they did was wrong, I still have to take blame for what I did. But in their mind, they feel if I tell this person, they won't want to do anything with me. They'll look at me a certain way. And we got to get people to that point where they can say, okay, just because you're positive, that doesn't mean that somebody still won't be with you.
Right.
And like I said, my whole thing with the PrEP is just share all this information, get people to the point where it's not just this, it's not that we got a whole understanding.
There's only so many of the soldiers out here on the front line. Mm-hmm. Everybody does what they can do. The best thing that you can do is share this information. I know that you were saying earlier, like there are people who aren't going to want to come in. There are people who aren't going to want to see people that they may know. Let me tell you something. If I go to get tested and I see your ass in there getting tested, I'm thinking a lot more highly of you at that point versus negatively. To be perfectly honest, it ain't my damn business either way. But I'm saying, right, look, perception, I get it. I know, we know this thing exists. Stigma, yeah, we know that stigma exists, we get it. But what I'm saying is, most of the people that I know, if there is somebody who says, I need to get tested, I don't want to go to the clinic, I can point you in the direction to somebody that will come to you and who will test you. These people go to, and I'm not currently working in the field at this moment. I do still volunteer and advocate and all of that great stuff. But it was one of these things where we went to clubs, we went to McDonald's, we went to your house, we went to your house, we went to your church, to your school, to your anywhere that we went to your car. If you wanted to be tested in your car, we have gotten in your car and tested. And then
let's go a little further.
To me, honestly, that's not an excuse. All you have to do is, you don't have to tell your business to the whole entire world. But if you, when we were, when I was working for the agency that I was working for, and even if you look, you'll probably still see them on the same apps that you're on. Yep. They are online, and there is somebody that you can tell them, these are my concerns. Now, can we do it this way? And they will find a way to accommodate you.
For me, before I started getting tested at a certain place, I've gotten tested on the side of the street by Bayou City. I've gotten tested a couple of times at
Midtown.
Mm-hmm.
No shame.
And so for me, because it's in places like that, it's you're able to just sneak up in there, get it done. You're on the side of the street, just let me stand right here to get this done. And it was easier in a sense like that. But my thing is, there's a lot of people out there that don't necessarily go to those places. There's a lot of them that may not know that the different avenues that they can go to get tested.
It's out there.
And it is, but are a lot of the people seeing these?
They have no responsibility for yourself. Look, let me tell you something. If you think that you have HIV, if you're going to bed at night and you're stressed about whether or not you have contracted a sexually transmitted disease, regardless of whether it's HIV, whatever, put on your grown girl or boy panties or drawers and take a step to figure out what is going on with your body.
Watch this.
You don't agree with what?
People taking responsibility for their
own. Why? Because that's something they should be doing.
Because there are some people out there that are so stupid. We should be responsible, but there are people that are out there that are stupid that they need somebody to say, hey, have you gotten tested? Hey, have you done this?
But watch this. It's two things.
We're doing, have you gotten tested? Have you? Okay, we're doing that now. So now the information is there. What you do with it,
it's on you.
But watch this.
Okay.
It's two things. First of all,
two things.
We have two things.
One and
first thing, we have two different grants at the place where I work, right? Mm-hmm. One is young black men who sleep with men focused, and the other one is men who sleep with men, right? We don't call them gay.
Hold on,
call them men who sleep with men.
You just revealed something for me.
Yeah.
This is how I get information.
Yeah.
It's totally a
This is true.
Girl, bye. See, that's the type of bullshit that I'm talking about.
No,
Bitch, you gay.
No.
You're gay.
No, look, that's not what we do.
From a health perspective, we don't care about your
We don't give a
orientation.
shit what you call
We care
yourself.
about what you have sex with.
What's it called again?
Young black men who sleep with men, and then we have one that
Because somebody will come in there
Too much
and
for
they will
traffic.
say, I am not gay.
and I don't care about that.
But do you sleep with men?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So listen, I'm getting to my point. So my point is,
It's too much
once
traffic.
we have those two separate grants. The one grant, the YBMSM grant, right? That grant we have to cultivate and rub and talk to, massage and make you
Right.
feel
Comfortable.
I got to make you feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
We have to bring your friends here so we can have all of this.
Kumbaya.
Kumbaya.
Right.
And I have to talk to you like this, and I have to let you know I'm not judging you.
Right.
I'm not judging you. I believe everything that you say,
Right.
even though you're telling me wrong.
Exactly,
on the
bitch,
motherfucking
I
thing.
can
But
add,
it's fine.
bitch.
On the other
Add
end, the MSM grant, which is focused on
Which is an acronym called.
men who sleep with men. Right. So
I love
the MSM, so the MSM grant, we get a lot of Caucasian gay men come in, right? So in the YBMSM room, we talk about a lot about you know family and religion, and we talk about love, and we talk about relationships, and we talk about friendships and hurt and pain and despair. In the MSM counseling session, we talk about fucking raw and sex parties, and I'm not using a condom. I'm just gonna get tested every 3 months. This is what I do for prevention, right? Now, one would say that the MSM, one would say that the Caucasian
You
men.
get tested, then you're not gonna get it.
Right. But watch this.
But
But they're not scared of. See, this is the thing. There's a couple things, and I ain't even got to my second point, and I'm already starting on something.
Hello?
But in the YBMSM room, they're so focused on all of the excuses, right? You're doing everything you can to contract it. Let's be very clear. It's either you're gonna take PrEP. If you having a bunch of raw sex, either you're gonna take the pill before or you're gonna take it after. Either way, you're gonna take the pill, right? So if I'm a black man and I'm having unprotected sex, right? I'm doing everything that I can to contract HIV. I'm saying that I want HIV, ideally by
my behavior.
by behaviors, right? So, but what I want to do is I want to tell you all of the excuses to why it's so hard for me not to only get tested but to use condoms,
So that I
right?
can
But
feel
these
better
white
about
men,
making those
these white men are
decisions.
coming in here and say, I am responsible for myself. I love sex parties. I love being breeded. I love being cummed in, and I love black dick. Right? They're saying that.
Now,
So-
mind you, numbers wise, they aren't the ones contracting it at the same rate we are.
Right, because they have taken responsibility for their actions. And so even though HIV testing, in my opinion, is not prevention, because it does not stop anything, it just helps you find out. That's a set that shows you the accountability, and what you will find out is because I am affirmed in my sexuality and I'm okay with the responsibility of the type of sex I have, I can be more conscious of the actions that I display. Right. So that's the first point. The second point is we have people that are so into excuses that they will find out about their status, and they don't have a community of people. Going back to our shit, they don't have a community of people that they can interact with, right? Interact with to keep them from dying. And I know I keep on going back to this morbid situation
But that's
of
what it
people
is.
dying from HIV.
That's what
But
it is.
I'm looking at I was just talking about this. I'm looking at my timeline of people that are my age and younger, dead. We're not talking about why they died. I don't know why they died. But at least a percentage of them had some type of issues, right? I was in Atlanta, and this is Atlanta proper, not the United States. I'm coming back to Houston, but Atlanta proper has a 57% infection rate of HIV for young black men who sleep with men from the ages of 18 to 29, a 57% infection rate, right? But they also have a place where they can talk about it. They also have people that understand undetectable. They also have a peer group where they can sit around and say, baby, are you adhering to your medication? Why are you not adhering to your medication? Well, you know what? Because you have that side effect. If you get on Stribol, you know, Stribol might be better for you, and it's a better medication. They have places that they can do that, and so you have all these like different instances and excuses and bullshit, right? And I'm not saying bullshit on the hand of positive people and by themselves to a certain extent, but as a community, because if we are still feeling some type of way, there's no shade to your thought process because I respect it. But personally, if we are still feeling some type of way about a free service that ideally will not only help you personally, but help you and on a communal level, then that's your shit. That's your shit. I am offering this. Do you know that we are now giving determined tests? We have moved from Insti tests. Let's start back just a year ago. A year ago we were doing Clearview tests. Those tests are $139 each. Now we're doing Insti tests. Those tests are $253 each. Now we're doing determined tests. Determined tests are not looking for antibodies. They're not giving you a 45-day time frame window period. They're giving you up to 15-day time period where it can detect in the next 20 minutes, and it's $400 per test, and we giving this to you for free.
All we want to know is
and you want the perfect atmosphere.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
And look, I'm gonna say this too. And I'm gonna say this too. How you look at it means a whole lot, because guess what? We're taking a genuine interest in trying to figure out how we can not only serve you today at this very moment specifically, but how we can serve you and your community better. And you want to tell me that I'm not. And guess what? You can still tell me whatever you want. I'm gonna hope and pray that you tell me the truth.
Right.
Because that's the only way that these things are going to continue. When they're not considered effective and when they don't show any kind of effectiveness, they go away. So in order for these things to continue to be a resource, they are actually going away because you won't get over your shit,
right?
Or even talk to somebody about
which goes back to what Liam said about I am so over of people not. We live in, and this is a much greater issue beyond sexually. I just think we perpetuate behaviors where we've ill-equipped people to have any accountability for your life.
But it's not all people.
No, it's not.
Because
I'm not saying across all ranges.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
across.
I'm not saying it's just. I'm just saying perpetuating, whether it be sexually, whether it be in things you do as it relates to how you live your life, just in general.
It's not perpetuation because it's happening. It's already happening. It was happening before this was an option, and it's going to continue to happen even after.
But you don't think there are certain things that
I don't feel like it shouldn't be an option because people are still having.
I'm not talking about the option. I'm not talking
about.
I'm not getting into the option. I'm not getting into the option. I'm just saying across the board, I just feel like we just make great excuses, and we're.
So should we not have?
I'm not saying it, but damn, can we have? This is your life, boo.
It is.
It's your life, and as much as I want to help you, at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, you have to, at some level, have some level of accountability.
That's perfectly fine because while you are in your perfect relationship, and while you feel like everything is all hunky dory, baby, and I'm fucking up the whole entire block, but I'm on my PrEP. And I know whether or not I'm positive, and I know exactly what risks I'm taking. Guess what? I would much rather live in my world being informed than live in your world being ill-informed, or under this impression that, you know what, I have my stuff together. I talk to people about this. I say this. I do this. I do that.
I'm just saying. I get it. I'm not again. I think you're missing it.
I don't feel like any of that matters when we talk about PrEP. I don't feel like any of that has a place around. Am I taking something to stop my black ass from getting HIV if I decide to fuck somebody without a condom? Excuse my French, but that's just the reality of it. Like, I don't, all of that about, you know what, this behavioral thing, and you're gonna run out and you're gonna have sex with everybody now because you got PrEP. Look, I was already fucking everybody before I had it. Now I have something to help me to not contract, and I have something to better the chances of me living longer. But guess what? In 10 years, when you know what, a bitch has a run-in, or gets a gun pulled on them, or is, beat up or whatever, doing what I'm doing, and I get it. I've had PrEP this time. I might not have been the smartest. I might not have been the most intelligent. I might not have been the most responsible. But I took my motherfucking pill, and I'm HIV negative. And there are going to be some people who seemingly have their shit together that won't be able to say the same.
You said
that's all I'm saying.
And I think you're missing my point. I've not said that I wasn't for PrEP.
I'm not missing your point. I'm saying your point don't have no place in terms of. That's how I feel. I feel like look, baby, the behavioral science of it all, it's been done.
I have a question. Anyway, I have a question.
We live in a world.
You feel that people are constantly getting tested, not getting tested, right? And that people are getting affected at a higher rate.
Right.
So when we look at the number of people that are getting tested versus the number of people that aren't getting tested, an overall picture of the gays that are in Houston, Atlanta, wherever the case is, it's a higher number of people not getting tested. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
So for y'all to say that's their problem, their issues, we're not going to sit up here and try to figure out why. Yes, you did. You said that because you don't want to come in because this person is here, or because he said it also. But it's like y'all saying that, it's like you said that when people don't want to come in and get tested, because how I said that, may have people up in there, and that's your person issue.
What I also said was you have options. So if you don't do the research, if you don't take advantage, saying that, I don't want to go because it's going to be people in there.
Okay.
That's no longer an excuse when you can direct message someone to say, I need to be tested and I want to do it in the privacy of my home, my car, my school.
But also, you said, what if they still choose not to do that? What is your response to them? Oh, well, that's your choice. Because you want to do that, then oh, well, right? So the thing is,
that's not our response. What my personal
if I can rewind this right now.
My personal response and my professional response are two totally different things.
But that's the issue. That is the issue. It should not be two different ones, because it's not about being professional. It's not about being a personal thing. We need to get out of the mindset of, oh, this is my personal bit, my personal opinion, and this is my professional. People need to understand that who you are, it should be your opinion. If you're doing this job, you shouldn't have a different opinion.
No. So let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. I have a friend that is very close to me. Extremely close to me. My heart. Wouldn't trade this person forever for nothing. Been with this person, been by me through homelessness, through everything. I've had a place on his floor or a place in his mansion, right? Right. But the reality is, when this person found out of his positive status, I was there.
Okay.
Right? And I talked to him about it.
Okay.
Especially once I started working here. We had several conversations about you needing to be, in care, you need to be adherent, you need to watch
everything. All the information.
We gave you all the information. Guess what? Now that person is extremely sick. I don't mention his HIV status. We don't talk about his HIV condition.
Okay.
We don't.
But that brings me back.
Hold on. Let him finish.
We don't mention that because this is the thing. Professionally, right? No. Let's go personally first. Personally, I am terrified. Personally, I am hurt. Personally, I cry.
Right.
Personally, this is something that sticks with me on a day-to-day basis.
I'm more scared than they are.
I'm more scared than they are. But professionally, I can't do anything. If you are willing to die,
I've done everything I can possibly do.
Die.
I have drug your ass.
All I can do is speak a good eulogy.
Let me ask you this. Why do you feel he hasn't talked about it?
What do you? He has.
No, not you. Him. Why do you feel he hasn't talked about it or tried to do anything about it? Why?
Because he's probably scared.
Okay, so like me and you talked about before the camera started rolling, the mental health issue. Right. Everybody has their own thought process, why they do the things they do and why they do the things. Okay, but that's the thing. I've seen counselors before while I was in the Army, after the Army, all of that. Have I really opened up to them? No, because it's just my way of doing things. So it's like we need to understand that the people that aren't getting tested, aren't getting tested for a reason.
But what can I do?
Exactly, because everything that we can possibly do,
I did everything I could do.
We're doing. You have to.
Did you do it? Did you do it as a professional or as a friend?
No. So let's be very clear.
Did you cry with him?
Yes, absolutely. You have to understand. You have to understand that even if I have a very small window of professional and personal.
And
Y'all probably know that about me.
You know.
I'm very much on.
This
isn't
a professional thing.
Right.
Totally. Like we're talking about personal things here, and we're not saying it as well. I'm from so and so center, and I want you to come out and tell, because that could have been the angle. But the fact of the matter is, we're talking as black gay men right now.
The thing is, I have to be there for my people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of ways in this moment, seeing 5 people that on my timeline pass. Don't know why they passed, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I'm thinking, how can I be there for my community? What do I do for my community?
Right, because you have to work for yourself too. If I'm
But
giving
my
you
question
everything
that
I
goes
got,
back, LaMichael, and all you guys, again, we want to negate the moral compass, but if all of those practices are at play, and motherfuckers are still being irresponsible, when does the rubber meet the road? Because even if that's
when they're positive and they have to fight through that battle.
But that's
what we're
my
trying to do
issue.
is prevent that.
And I'm for prevention.
Because they may be fighting a battle of their own already, totally separate from the HIV thing.
Okay.
So, do we want to compound these issues, or do we want to make it easier for this to be a non-issue and for you to focus on the shit that's making you do what you're doing? Because you're not going to stop because you're taking a pill now. The fact of the matter is, you were doing it before you started taking this pill. All I want to do is help eliminate the great possibility that you will now be battling mental illness or homelessness and HIV. Because the bottom line is, once you're homeless and HIV positive, it's your life is not looking. You're only shortening your life at a vast pace. It's not going to be like you're not going to make it. 10 or 15 years. You're not going to make it to your 70s, which some people are doing who have their shit together. Because as a community, we don't have our shit together.
But
so for a black man who has HIV and who is not college educated, who does not have a full-time job, who is battling mental illness, his odds of surviving that are greatly different, way less than a white man who has private insurance, who has benefits, who has money, who has an education, who has stable employment. The odds are totally different, and it's why we are dying at a disproportionate rate to our white counterparts.
So we need to figure out a way to get to those people and let them help them understand that.
This is the thing, and this is
that's not a PrEP thing.
No.
But that's not a PrEP.
To me, it's all about PrEP. It's everything is
Watch this. This is the issue. How dare you say breed? But that's what the hell we doing. We not willing to have these right here conversations. We're not willing to do it. We're not willing to look like the bad guys. Because guess what? If we had a discussion, an honest discussion with honest people, with people, so this is my friend. We talk about a lot together. He probably heard a lot of different things today that he ain't heard. If he brought all his friends into this to hear this conversation, it was gonna be some girls going off on you, some girls going off on me, some girls going off on you, because that wasn't no pretty shit.
Right.
But nobody's willing to be the bad guy.
And that's the thing. This is how I look at it.
He wants to use the restroom.
Me choosing to make videos like this and even doing a web series is to get that information out there. Because there are people who may not want to go get tested. There are females that may not understand that my nigga might be fucking another nigga. He not gay, but he fucking another nigga.
Right.
But then I want to be able to put that information out there. And the fact that
some of this shit I can't go with, I just can't go with it.
You can't go in there still.
Baby, they gonna call it what they want to call it. Baby, the fuck is hard, bro.
You might be SGL. You
can't stand him.
You may be straight.
if you fucking a dude, but it's like, my thing is,
we need to
be able to get out of the mindset of saying, I'm afraid to talk about it. Oh, this is a touchy subject. I can't say anything about this. I may not post about it on my timeline on Facebook, but bitch, watch the life we live. Right. You're gonna see the things that are being talked about that we need to talk about. So as professionals, y'all feel, okay, we got to live inside of this box because this is what my job tells me to do. This is how things are supposed to be ran. But we need to be able to say, this is the truth.
We're doing that. You get
because the thing is, and I couldn't say this, and block all of this out. But this the thing. This the biggest difference between professional and personal.
But they can't necessarily sit up there and say they're trying to help the community. If you know that this is an issue, this is how people think, you need to be able to say, let me step down and say, okay, fuck all of what I feel the company should, what it should look like, the things we should do, what we shouldn't do, and look at the people that we're trying to help. These people need y'all companies to say, okay, these motherfuckers like to fuck raw and get nut up their ass. Yes, they do. So as a company, I'm not putting your business out there like that. But as a company, they need to be able to, if you want to help people, if you want to help them, that's what they need to do. Do what? Talk to the people the way that they live their life.
We do.
Don't sugarcoat shit.
We do. We don't. The thing is, when people come in, they sugarcoat.
I guess I'm just saying, I'm a prude bitch.
We gotta have a whole conversation.
I wish you wouldn't. I like a whole lot of shit, but you're not hearing another thing. I don't know you.
I'm saying, like, in order for people
I'm
who,
sorry. I don't know.
None of this is a part of the job description. Being here is not a part of the job description. I'm sure that Ian makes himself available, and that if anybody inboxes Ian and say, I need to be tested,
I like a lot of shit, but that's crazy to me.
Right. Ian will find a way to get that person tested. It goes the same way for pretty much each and every black gay man in this field.
And it's not professional.
Is that an Ian thing? Is that an Ian thing? Is that a Lamar thing? Or is that...
Because you know what? A professional response to that would be, it's not safe, you probably shouldn't go, and I wouldn't recommend it, but we still do it. We still go out and
on the company's dime or on your own time?
On our own time.
So that's my thing. That's my thing. You need to get the company to understand that there are a lot of people.
And you know what? We're not going to
wait for that. They can fuck them. If they want to help somebody, they need to be able to do that.
We're not going to wait for that because
and it's good that people can just die. That's what I'm saying.
Waiting on somebody.
I understand that. I understand that, and that's very commendable of y'all. It's great that y'all can do that for people, but as a company, the company needs to be able to say, okay, there are those types of companies.
The companies often don't make those decisions too.
I want to be very clear that there are some companies in Houston that does do that.
That do what?
Now that will pay you that extra time to
go out
and do
test
that. There are certain companies that your salary, so you
don't get overtime.
You don't get overtime.
You go.
So that's what I'm saying when it comes to the personal and the professional. That is a personal choice for somebody to say, okay, I'm going to do this on my own time or whatever and go help this person. As a professional, that's not your job. But if we're really trying to help people, the professional side of that would be like, for any means in the world possible that I can do to help this person, that's what I'm
doing. So watch this. And then I gotta go. Watch this. So I've been recently thinking that a lot of work, that people do in the field is beginning to look a lot like Best Buy.
Hello.
So what it looks like is, so I have a quota to sell $1,000. I have a quota to sell $1,000 each day, right? Each person that I get is going to spend $200. So I need 5 people, and if they spend less than $200, then I need to get 10 people potentially, right?
Absolutely.
And so I'm going to go out here, and to be quite honest, your job at Best Buy depends, your hours, the amount of hours you get depends on how many people you sell to. I'm gone.
Okay.
That's all it's about.
I got to go.
Because it's a job.
But you know what?
That's all
it's a job.
Exactly.
It's not about helping.
It's not at the end of the day, though.
I'm very clear about that.
But at the end of the day, though, we can't be mad if there are other people out there who are getting that help, and we sitting on our ass being upset and saying it shouldn't be about this, it shouldn't be this way, it shouldn't be that way. Your ass will die waiting on people to do things the way you want them to do it. But if there's something that benefits you, but if there's something but if there's something out here,
can I get my show funded?
But if there's something out here that can benefit you, I'm sure there's a grant for it.
Cut that off.
You gotta do it.
I'm gonna call you soon.
I'm still get this whole.
We done.